Hello everybody. Hello Sabrina. Hello dear followers.
Hello.
Today we have speaker at Scientific Vibes from around the globe. We have a speaker from Italy, Sabrina Allegra, and my name is Eugenia Galazzo. I'm representing Interdisciplinary Research Foundation. We are based in Poland, Warsaw, but we are organizing conferences worldwide. We are publishing, and we have a couple of new projects like this, broadcasting. Thanks to global lockdown, we discovered some new sides of being present, and the topic of this broadcast is sharing good experiences in science, academic life from scientists, activists, managers, educational workers worldwide. And today we have speaker from Italy who is going to talk about gender topic, about women empowerment, and a very, very important problem of home violence during this lockdown. So I'm not going to take more time from Sabrina. The stage is yours. Please tell us more about your research and this topic, very important topic.
Yeah. Thank you, Eugenia, for introducing me, and thank you for inviting me. I'm really glad to be here, and I hope this will be interesting for your audience and for all the people who are joining us. Well, I'm the co-founder of this project, which is Women's Social Inclusion. It's also an association, a non-profit reality who try to spread knowledge and awareness about gender equality within the society. Our target usually it's very wide. We organize events, workshops, and training for example, for school, for teenagers, for adults, male and female, work with companies. So our spectrum is quite wide because we are facing a very important topic and issue, which is basically the violence and the discrimination of women and girls within our society, not only our country, which is one of the, let's say, worst of the world. We are just since the last global gap index, we are ranking at 76 position out of 153. So we have some troubles here in Italy, and that's why we try to cover the most important sector of society, from schools to civil society to companies.
And do you think it's connected somehow
Basically, we speak about
cultural
gender stereotypes
of society? Because for me, it's surprise to hear this about Italy. All of us has a lot of positive stereotypes about Italian culture. So what's wrong with this question?
Yeah. Well, it's a global issue. We are one of the country where men have a lot of problems to accept independency of women, and also to respect their body, their soul. We are paying our patriarchy culture in discrimination, in less opportunity, for example, within the job market. And there are many things positive in Italy, but as I think it's really clear, we are facing a high crisis in economical sector, and women are still the one who are facing the highest problem in terms of income and discrimination and sexual assaults in the work, at work, with colleagues and supervisor. So some years ago I thought it was necessary, since I studied sociology in many aspects of the society. I decided to focus on gender equality because it's one of the, the, the problem we are facing in evolution of our culture, in our activities in financial economy, and it's very important to be focused on this, starting from the younger generations, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can see that we are experiencing today a little bit of technical issues and with internet and a little bit of delay. So I think we will take a little bit more than 15 minutes because of this. I have one more question to you. So during this lockdown, you told me before that women had more more risks to have violence at home, right? And what were the ways to support women during lockdown, because especially in Italy, they couldn't leave the house, right? And they couldn't communicate, let's say, secretly from their partner. So, from your experience, from your knowledge, what was done during lockdown to support women?
Yeah, since the lockdown, a lot of families had to stay together at home, and despite the mainstream message from TV, from advertising that were suggesting stay home because it's safer, well, many women in our country were not safe at all. We know from statistics that the most of the victims of domestic violence are women, and most of the authors of this violence are partner, ex-partner, boyfriends, and lovers. So the enemy, let's say the enemy, is within our house. So it was not possible to stay safe for these women. And what happened that in 1 month, from the beginning of March and the beginning of April, the women's shelters and women's centers register a high increasing of requests of help. And they could help these women just by helpline phone, by helpline number. This was the only way, but of course it was not easy for them because they had to go out just for three main reasons, like food shopping, emergency, and work. And imagine it could be really hard and really difficult to escape and trying to be safe, just calling and asking for help. It was almost impossible, but still many women, we had an high increasing of requests from this point of view. And one thing I really want to highlight is that behind these women, most of the time there are children who are witnessing violence and they are not protected at all, even though there are many associations and NGOs working for them. They were entrapped, let's say entrapped in a cage, and that house were not safe at all. So it was it's still a big issue.
I see. As you know, our foundation, one of the mainstreams for research of our foundation is gender studies. So we would be very happy if you share later some links of reliable resources where we can find statistics, not only in Italy, but also worldwide about this big problem and maybe the roots of this problem also. And my next question is, like, you also was like under lockdown in Italy. I know that only like this week you are able to go out, and probably that's why the internet is so overloaded today. Maybe you had time to rethink these topics, and maybe it's possible to find some, not possible, but maybe new ways to research this topic, or maybe you have some ideas how to empower women, and maybe this lockdown was in some kind of positive for you. Please share your ideas in this way.
Yeah, as some years ago, I asked you to be part of one of my first projects that aimed to promote and to strengthen the empowerment of women. I'm going back to that project because since my skills, competencies, and also personality, I had the opportunity to understand that I'm not the one professional who can be in front line, let's say in emergencies cases like in women's shelters and women's centers. So what I chose some years ago is to stay behind somehow at the roots of this issue, which is cultural, first of all. And I thought some years ago that something good, something really strong was to share positive stories so that women who are not believing themselves anymore, who are struggling and thinking they have no choice to to solve their relationship, their really problematic relationship. Maybe reading and knowing that are in the world there are so many women that can make it, can reach their goal without any support, and just believing themselves. I think was and it is really really important. And sometimes also happened to me to read stories that were inspiring and very strong for their message and their example. That it was my belief.
Mm-hmm. This is very important, not only for women, but I think for men also, because all of us, we have moms, right? We have our traumas from the childhood, and um, every country depends on how much mothers are healthy and feel independent and can give this feeling of safety to their kids. So this topic is extremely important, and I think not evaluated enough. So can you please share one of your favorite story about uh, woman empowerment?
Yeah, it was. I think last year I met a woman who was step by step going out of this kind of toxic relationship, and her issue, her experience of violence was really sneaky because one kind of gender violence is founded on economical violence. That means restriction of money, so your partner somehow doesn't allow you to go out to look for a job. And this economical violence is very strictly connected to psychological violence because it's like you are losing your confidence, you are losing your personal strength to face the world outside. So that woman was going out isolation, and she had two kids to care about. So it was also very difficult to trying to go back to their previous life and back to her independency. I think this is a normal story. This is a normal, very ordinary, unfortunately, experience. But what I really want to highlight is that it's possible to start again and to get free your mind and your body from this toxic relationship.
Mhm. Can you also recommend some resources where more women can find these empowering stories and to find the way, maybe advices to read results of the research?
Yeah,
So to see the statistics, like
yeah,
how many of women under violence had chance to start their life again, right? And maybe get help, and what are the steps of such way?
yeah. Usually, I think that there are three main websites where everyone can gain some information and take part in projects, in campaigns, and there are many tools also to share. One is Italian, and it's a really important network of women centers which give counseling and support from many perspectives. It's called Dire and Dire contro la violenza dot it. There is another important European network, and it's called WAVE Network, so Women Against Violence in Europe. And I think the third one, which is really global and it's easily to find stories, positive stories also. It's unwomen.org, and also there are reports and many tools to be acknowledged.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I can see that our time is very fastly coming to the end, and we will post all these links that you shared under our video. And thank you so much for finding time to share your research and share your thoughts. And I'm
It was a
sure
pleasure.
that you will get more comments to your public account in LinkedIn, I think, right? We will share it also. So if somebody is looking for cooperation
Okay.
in this topic, I know that you are open for building network.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and we are.
Great. Thank you so much.
And Interdisciplinary Research Foundation is open also for the speakers from the countries which were not presented yet. And very soon we are starting the new broadcast about women in science, and we will be glad to have you there as a speaker or any of your colleagues from your association. And I hope that we will meet one day again, like before. And I would love
Yes.
to do something nice in science together. Thank you, Sabrina. Have a nice evening.
I will love it. Thank you so much. Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you
Have a
so
nice
much.
day.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you for your likes. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.